Thomas Jefferson is one of my favorite and I think most fascinating revolutionary characters. Maybe because I'm from Virginia and both of his homes, Monticello and Poplar Forest, as well as the University of Virginia, are located here in Central Virginia. But I also think that there is much to study and learn about him and from him. Thomas Jefferson is often associated with the Declaration of Independence, but he has left many other legacies as well. When studying Thomas Jefferson, some historians choose to focus on things like his relationship with his slave, Sally Hemings, and whether or not he fathered her children. Some choose to view him in light of his work for the religious freedom in Virginia. Some associate him strictly with the wall of separation between church and state, and others look to his architectural and agricultural pursuits and his Monticello and Poplar Forest homes. No matter which angle you take, there is much to study and learn from Thomas Jefferson. According to Jan Lewis, Jefferson is often identified with the nation, and studying him has become a way to study the nation. In her article, she talks about the different historians that have written about Jefferson and several of the quite different viewpoints they have taken or ways they have portrayed him and interpreted his work. But one of his most important legacies, and a very misunderstood aspect of him today, is his fight for and support for religious freedom. Thomas Jefferson is reportedly quoted more often and cited more often than any of the other founders on topics ranging from debt reduction to race relations. But commonly referenced is his letter to the Danbury Baptists and his views of the First Amendment and the wall of separation between church and state. But more important than the letter to the Danbury Baptists, he was the author of the Virginia Statute for establishing religious freedom, and it was important enough to Jefferson to have it included in any monument to him as one of his 3 accomplishments. John Ragasta, in his book, Religious Freedom, says that Virginia, which had the strongest colonial establishment leading into the Revolutionary period and persecuted dissenters more violently than any other colony, entered the constitutional period with the strongest guarantee of religious freedom, disestablishment of state religion, and a guarantee of the free exercise of religion. This is thanks to the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom and the work of Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. In the article, Thomas Jefferson, author of the Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, he says that the act for establishing religious freedom is not just an application of or supplement to the Declaration of Independence, but rather an essential counterpart, and that both form a harmonious unity that acknowledges the necessary natural rights and duties of man in his relations with God and his neighbors. The statute both disestablished the Church of England, but also guaranteed religious freedom to people of all religious faiths in Virginia. Although Jefferson's personal religious views have been studied, debated, and questioned by many, it is clear from his writings, both personal and public, that he was in favor of religious freedom. The influence of the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom can be seen in the First Amendment to the Constitution, which provided the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause. There is much to learn from Thomas Jefferson, and although his views on religious freedom seem to be the most debated and their meaning is often contested, they are a very important legacy left by Thomas Jefferson for our country.